Greetings, good people. My name is Jimmy Warren, and this is the After Hours Show. This is our very first time doing this, so you're going to have to work with us. It's kind of like that first time when you're in the roundabout on Salem. You just keep going round and around and around, and finally you just give up and get off. But tonight we've got an excellent episode for you. We've got two special guests and some great entertainment. So when we come back, I'll be bringing on our first guest so you can learn a little bit more about what people do in Conway and what they're involved in after hours. Hey, welcome back. Our first guest tonight is from The Conductor. The CEO, Kim Lane, is here to share with us some things that have been going on. Thank you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming.
having
Welcome.
me.
Have a seat. Have a
Thank
seat.
you so much.
So, Kim, The Conductor. First off, tell us what it is.
Sure. So the Conductor is a public-private partnership with UCA and Startup Junkie Consulting out of Fayetteville. And we exist to catalyze the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Conway. So
Okay.
we have free mentoring, free consulting, programming, and events, and we also have a free makerspace. And it's
Nice.
on Donaghy across from UCA. So everything we do is 100% free to help people start their own businesses.
Okay. That's awesome. So, how long have you been the CEO over there?
I have been the CEO for about 9 months, and
Okay.
I was the COO when we launched. So we launched the Conductor November 2016. So we're coming on our 2-year anniversary.
Okay.
So yeah, we've sort of been at this from the beginning, and we launched 2 years ago.
Nice. And that's right there on UCA's campus that the Makerspace is?
Yes. So the Makerspace is in Donaghy Hall.
Okay.
So it's right across from UCA. We have 3D printers, a laser engraver, a CNC machine, soldering irons, and that whole space is meant to, you can create a rapid prototype of your idea. So if you have something that you want to invent, you can actually create a prototype in a day in the Makerspace. Tons of projects in there, but then we also do a number of different consulting meetings, networking events, just all around Conway.
Nice. So outside of just the things that you do in Conway, because I have to admit, I kind of looked you up on social media, so I saw that recently you guys had launched something internationally.
Yes, so I'm very involved with the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and
Okay.
it's an international organization that sort of works with people all over the world to start entrepreneurial ecosystems, sort of
Okay.
what we're doing in Conway, but internationally. So I
Nice.
mentor with them. I mentor communities in Bangladesh, St. Lucia, all over the place.
Okay.
And they actually looked at one of the Conductor programs. So if rewind a little bit, I went to South Africa with them a couple of years ago as
Okay.
a U.S. delegate, kind of representing the Conductor and what we're doing in Conway, and ended up meeting a guy from the Congo. And he heard about one of our programs that we run in Conway and asked if he could come to Conway and see us do the program. So he came to Conway. It was our high school startup day program. So we bring in students from around the state, teach them how to solve a problem they face in education using entrepreneurial processes. So this gentleman from the Congo came and saw it, took the program back to the Congo, launched a pilot of it, ended up reaching like 400 students over there. It was really awesome. He said
Nice.
every single student who went through got their own bank account set up, and then every student who won that day got to go to school for free the next year. He said if you don't get a scholarship, then you don't get to go to school. So anyway, he and I ended up going to Istanbul together with the Global Entrepreneurship Network to talk about that international collaboration, what that looked like, what it looked like to actually take a program from Conway, replicate it in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And then this year, the Global Entrepreneurship Network reached out to me and they were like, hey, we've seen the success of this program. We want to adapt it into an international playbook and ask countries around the world to run this program.
Wow.
So,
that is incredibly impressive. So thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing for the community.
Of course.
I saw that you recently got Arkansas Business Top 40 Under 40. So congratulations
Thank
are
you
in
so
order
much.
for that. Tell us a little bit about that award and what it means to you.
Yeah, that was actually sort of a secret dream of mine to get that award. You know, that sort of recognizing people who are under the age of 40 years old and doing great things in business. And, you know, I just have been blessed by having a lot of great mentors.
Oh, yeah,
And I
it's
credit
important.
them for everything that I've done so far, but was with a great group of people in that class, 40 under 40, and it was an honor to get that award.
Awesome. So again, you're here at the After Hours show. So tell us, like, what are your hobbies? What types of things do you do after hours? When you break away from the Conductor at 5 o'clock or whatever time you clock out, what type of things are you involved in?
I have to say too that I don't know how much I actually like turn off from the entrepreneurship stuff. So I'm involved with a lot of different organizations doing entrepreneurship, and it sort of is the work-life balance is sort of blurred there. But I love to. I have a house on the trail in Conway, and I'm renovating that house right now, and I love doing that. I love to cook. We have a big garden in the backyard and use a lot of that produce, and we then host big dinner parties with people with the produce from the garden, and I love doing that. Love spending time with people, and then I also love to run a lot. So I live
You're a
on the
runner?
trail. Yeah.
Okay. So I run too. It's usually like when I see a food truck, or either when I get some bad tacos, I usually have to run after that. But I did see that you participated in Soaring Wings. So Soaring Wings does amazing work here in the community. Can you tell us kind of like, how did you get started running?
That is a good question. So actually, a little known fact about me, about 5 years ago actually, I started running on the trail, actually lost 50 pounds in a year running, and it was almost completely from running. And I ran it, I mean, I was very athletic in school, but anyway, started running kind of obsessively, and then just started running long distances a lot, and started doing half marathons, and that the trail in particular is exactly a 10K if you run the whole thing. So I run it frequently. And then crazy story with the half marathon, I was doing them on my own, like didn't do any organized runs. And then someone was like, I think we should do one together. So I did one in Russellville, and I thought a good time. And then when I did the Soaring Wings, I remember I asked a girl when we were walking up, I was like, how fast do you run? She's like, well, I'm going to run it in under 2 hours. And I thought to myself, like, well, then I should not be next to her because she's way faster. And it turned out I stayed with her the whole time and beat my time by 15 minutes.
Hats off to you.
One, so thanks.
Awesome. So in your spare time, I know you mentioned some of the things that you have hobbies for and passions for. We'll start here. What type of podcasts do you listen to?
I love podcasts. So I spend a lot of time on the road just driving back and forth, and I think podcasts are like the best free knowledge that you can just get anytime. So I listen to This American Life a lot. What I love listening to is Freakonomics, and it's called The Hidden Side of Everything. So look at the economics behind anything. I mean, economics behind giving an apology, economics behind the happiest country in the world, which is Denmark. They look at that. And the other one that I've been listening to a lot is called Skimmed from the Couch. It's basically a podcast version of what we're doing right now, and they bring in female entrepreneurs to share their story.
Okay. So you shared with us a lot of amazing things that are going on at the Conductor and all the awards and the places you've been. Let me ask you this. Where do you find the inspiration for the things that you're currently doing?
It's a great question. You know, I am so inspired by the people we work with. So what we're actually doing, I mean, entrepreneurship is intrinsically about starting your own company, but what we're really doing is empowering people to go after their dreams.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have people all the time who, I had a woman call me the other day, and I picked up the phone, I don't know the number. Hey, I was given your name as someone who could help me make my dreams come true.
Nice.
And things like that. Or I had a girl in my office a couple of weeks ago, and she just wanted to sort of turn her life around and didn't know where to start. So and so that kind of stuff to me is really, really empowering because you're helping people like realize their dreams and then go after them, and it can have a humongous impact on their life.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you. Tell our viewers where they can find you, or their social media or websites you have out there.
Yeah, so the Conductor, arconductor.org. You can find access to our makerspace, our networking events, our free consulting, and my Twitter is @KimNLane. Thank you so much.
Guys, Kim Lane, you have her social media. Reach out to her if you have any questions about the awesome work that she's doing. And when we come back, we'll have our next guest up, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the After Hours show. So our next guest is a local media specialist. She's also a national award winner, and she just completed her first children's book. So I'd like to bring to our show Jamil Thomas. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
All right. Welcome. Have a seat.
Thank you.
So, first off, congratulations on this. I was looking, and the reviews on Amazon are amazing. So, kind of give us an overview about your first children's book.
Okay. Well, had no clue that I was ever going to write a children's book. But my dad, for his 70th birthday, I wanted to do something to honor him. Yeah. He made a positive impact on a lot of young men's lives, and so I wanted to celebrate that. Yeah. And so me and a coworker got together and wrote a children's book about his life.
Awesome. And it's a really great book. My daughters have a copy of it as well, so they've read it, and it's a really great message in there. Now, you talked a little bit about just your dad wanting to leave a legacy and empower young men. Is that kind of where the Distinguished Gentlemen's Club came from?
Right. So we have a Distinguished Gentlemen's Club in Conway Schools, our elementary school, and my dad was over the juvenile halls for the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
and he always felt like young men needed something for them. And so I had a platform as an educator to do that and bring that into our public schools. And so we brought along the Distinguished Gentlemen's Club mentorship program.
Awesome. So you've been in Conway schools for how long?
15 years.
15 years. And your position is?
I'm a media specialist.
Okay, okay, awesome. Now, I see that you're a media specialist, but when I'm reading your impressive resume, I see that you got a national award for librarians.
Yes, so the Carnegie Corporation and the American Library Association, they honored me for my work in the community with our Distinguished Gentlemen's Club and with our public school system for our positive programs that we have for youth.
Nice, nice. And then I see also in your part-time you sell houses.
Yes,
So
I do.
how do you connect that? Author, media specialist, sell houses?
I don't know. I was just always raised to help people. That's kind of been my thing. And years ago, a friend of mine wanted to open a company, a real estate company. And I said, well, I don't have anything to do in the summers. I'm off. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I love to help. And, you know, one of the biggest things that people look for when they move to an area are good schools. And one thing I knew were schools in Conway.
Right, right. And I saw when we were passing on the hallway when Kim Lane came through, you guys actually worked together, kind of correlated on
Right,
this?
so Kim is the CEO of the Conductor, and when I wrote the book, I had no clue about how to publish a book.
Gotcha.
And so the Conductor offers free services to help people with startup businesses, and they got me hooked up with a consultant and got the final project.
Nice, nice, nice. So what was your thought process like? Did you ever hit a wall writing the book, or did it just flow naturally that you were able to just complete page after page?
Actually, since I had to write about my dad's life, I had to kind of get information from him bit by bit because I didn't know everything. But I wanted it to be a surprise, so I couldn't just interview him and ask him at one time. So it took about a year and a half to kind of pull information from him to put the book together.
Nice, nice. So what types of children books are your favorite? Like, what did you read growing up?
Everything. The Very Hungry Caterpillar, of course, I love that story and love the illustrations of that from Eric Carle. Stella Luna is one of my favorites. It's about a bat. And then, of course, Charlotte's Web.
Yeah,
Forever.
Oh, The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss was always my favorite. Actually, I usually still read that one today, too. Not just because of my reading level, but just because I enjoyed the book.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
So how long have you been selling houses, and how did that come about?
I've been with Conway Real Estate, in the Conway real estate market for about 10 years with Sandstone Real Estate Group. And just a friend of mine wanted to open a company. I said, okay, well, whatever I can do to help, because that's what I do. And so ultimately my goal was kind of just to work in the summertime and allow the agents to be off in the summer, and then I could work the office in the summer to give them a break.
Okay.
But over the years, it's just grown, and we've been able to help a lot of families and build communities here in Conway.
So what else are you doing obviously you don't have a lot of time on your hands with everything you're involved in, but what do you do for fun or recreation or type of hobbies that you have?
I like quiet time.
Okay.
A lot of times I like to read because I always want to learn about new stuff.
Okay.
And so when I am away from work, I like to be catching up on what's the latest and the greatest. Yeah. Especially in technology. I'm kind of a technology girl.
Okay. Okay. And then what's like your passion? What really drives you?
Helping people is my thing. I grew up watching my parents help people. And so it just kind of came naturally for me to become an educator and just start helping people. One of the things my husband and I do together is we do financial success coaching. Okay. And so we help people put together financial plans for their lives to get from starting a career into retirement and making plans for their family.
Absolutely. That's amazing that you can do the things that you're passionate about with the person that you love. Let me ask you this, Jamil. We talked a little bit about your passion, but what kind of inspires you, not just drives you, but what makes you want to do things like this? What makes you want to give back so much?
I had so many people give to me. I remember the first day that I walked on the campus of UCA, and people were just giving and giving and helping. And you just feel like you want to return that as you get older and you see that there's a need. You just want to do what you can to give back.
Yeah, yeah. So let me rewind a little bit. You actually were born and raised in Little Rock. Mm-hmm. came to UCA and then moved to Conway and eventually just stayed here.
Yes.
Yep, I'm the same way. I actually came for work and I ended up staying here in Conway as well. But what do you love so much about Conway?
I just love there's so much to do here.
Yeah.
And I love that we're a big city with a small feel.
Absolutely.
And everything is still just down home and everybody's nice and there's so much for growth here and opportunities to learn and do new things.
Oh yeah, Conway is a very special place. Well, Jamil, thank you for coming out. Let our viewers know where they can find you, whether it be social media, websites. How can they get in contact with you?
So our website is www.jrt.com. Our website is www.jrt.com. You can always look me up at jamilthomas.com to find me wherever I am on social media and Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you for coming. And guys, go Amazon, be kind, be a hero. Jamil Thomas, thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Our entertainment tonight comes from a Conway native. She's a 13-year-old musical prodigy. She just put together her first EP. It's on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and basically anywhere that you can get your digital downloads. This project was written, arranged, and produced by Nakia Tay. So right now, Nakia Tay performing a song from her first EP, Feels.
So many faces all around me, but I'm so invisible. Deep inside I'm screaming, but that's the line I tell everyone. I'm having war with my own mind, and I'm about to lose the battle. Leaving happiness behind me feels like I'm drowning in the ocean. My sadness taking over, it's the only thing I know. My tears are my best friends, 'cause it's sadness I adopt. My only emotion, 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 my only emotion. Yes, people love me, that's what they claim. I want to believe it, but sadness has control of me. It's like a fire that never stops. It just goes deeper until you drop. My sadness taking over, it's the only thing I know. My tears are my best friends, 'cause it's sadness I adopt. My only emotion, 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 my only emotion. Palms are sweaty, I'm trembling, I feel dizzy, I think that I'm breaking. I act cool, like nothing's wrong, but I know my sadness and my sadness, it has won. My sadness taking over, it's the only thing I know. My tears are my best friends, 'cause it's sadness I adopt. My only emotion, 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 my only
thank you again to our special guests, Kim Lane and Jamil Thomas. Also, a huge thank you to our entertainment tonight, Nikia Tay. Next week, make sure that you tune in. We'll have Preston Palmer along with more live entertainment from Conway. As always, I want to leave you guys with our motivational quote of the week, and it comes from Dr. Martin Luther King. And he says, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, do whatever you have to do to keep progress moving forward." So thank you again, and have a great night.